the headliners, the newsmakers, the political scene, and government issues. These should be our concern. And we're taking you at the forefront. Good morning. I'm Attorney Karen Jimeno. Join me at the forefront as we zero in and discuss the details of some of the most pressing national issues that our country faces. Since December 2023, vlogger Claire Contreras, also known as Maharlika, in her Boldyak YouTube channel, has been posting more than 20 defamatory videos ranging from contract killing, assisting terrorists, to stealing from the Filipino people against PCSO General Manager Mel Robles. In a press conference last Sunday, GM Mel announced that he and his wife Sherwil have filed on July 15, 2024, defamation and invasion of privacy charges against Maharlika before the Central District Court of California. The PCSO GM and his wife are optimistic that Maharlika will get her due for substantially harming their reputation. To tell us more about this issue, we have with us at the forefront PCSO General Manager Mel Robles. GM Mel, welcome to At the Forefront.
Good morning, Attorney Karen, and thank you for inviting me here.
So, GM Mel, let's talk about these videos that Maharlika posted. There are over 20 defamatory videos that were posted against you. Why is it only now that you filed a case against her?
Well, in fact, it was even before December of last year. No? But you know, I'm not new in government. I used to work in the LRTA. So these things come, no? Yeah, you just have to roll with the punches. I get that. But there was something that she did and said, and I think said, this is too much. No? If it is a criticism, okay, but to call me, brand me as a murderer, I went to the States for a holiday, and then she said to everybody that I'm going to have her killed for 1 billion pesos at first. And maybe she thought it was hyperbolic, to 1 billion. Oh no, it's 10 million, he got it from the winnings. And worse, she published a photo of my daughter, my minor, with my wife. Maybe she didn't know, but the fact is, hate crimes are very prevalent. You declare that I'm going to murder you, or have you murdered, then you publish my daughter, then what are you asking? You want people to get mad at me and retaliate against my daughter? Worse, paano naman yung emotional scar? Paano yung bullying na aabutin niya sa school? No, so this is not part of my job anymore. This is against my honor, which my father said, mawala na yung yaman, wag lang ang ngalan. I remember that clearly. So kami, we are a family na we take our name seriously, no? So I said, hindi na pwede ito. And the most civil that I can think of, without stooping to their level, is to file a case. Where in the Philippines, no. She is taunting everybody. She has, I heard, she had a standing warrant in the Philippines, and she just laughs it off. Tinatawanan niya lang, okay, then let's bring the battle to your doorstep. Sige, dali natin sa US. And so I filed the case there last July 15, together with my wife, no? And we hope we can get justice here. This is licentious already. Masyado na ito. Just because, sabi ko ha, just because you can, you will. There are limits here. No? So that is the background of that.
So there have been several videos posted against you, and now including your family as well, by Maharlika, also known as Claire Contreras. Perhaps you can go through them one by one. She said you were involved in contract killing. How would you respond to these allegations?
Again, this is very prevalent among not only her, marami rin naman vloggers dyan na blur na yung allegation and proof. No? It doesn't matter if you have 1 million accusations and you just have one, all only is a proof. No? But ngayon, proof is not there, allegation na lang. I don't even know where that's coming from. Sabi ko, in my job, last year alone, we helped almost 300,000 individuals in their hospitalization, my job in PCSO, in charity. So life for us is very valuable because that's what we do. We care for the people, we help them in their hospitalization needs. And this is almost 300,000 people. And another thing, I am the founder of Buhay Party List. It is a pro-life political party. How on earth can you even think about me doing? I think that's the least that you can think of me. My political platform is I am pro-life, and then suddenly you will accuse me without anything, just because maybe I was in the States, which we do every holidays naman that we can. We always go there, no? And just because I was there to kill her. I don't see the connection. There are a lot of things you can do in LA, no? So why she picked that, I don't know. Maybe she has an agenda that she wanted to pursue. So for me, that's the least that you could accuse me of. If there is anything, I think that one is the least that you can accuse me. It's not in my DNA. It's not in my job. I have nothing to do with that, with the killings. Because politically, I believe in the pro-life doctrine. And in my job, I do helping people extend their lives through our charity works.
But what killing was she referring to? Like killing others? I thought initially when I read contract killing, it was
Murder her. Have her killed.
that you mean like hiring someone
Yes,
to kill her?
yes,
Okay.
yeah.
What about assisting terrorists? Where did that come from?
I don't know with her. I don't know with her. That is her. That's for her to prove. No? There are a lot of things that she even said. Actually, even before, calling me a bagman for someone. No? So it wasn't even included in the story. But it wasn't only before. It was not only after December 2023. It was way back earlier. No? So the straw that broke the proverbial camel's back was the one. She called me a murderer, essentially, because I'm going to hire someone to kill her and exposing my family. So we have to change her lifestyle. We have to change the security protocols, the way we live, because you're exposing me to a very dangerous situation, and you're laying a predicate. It's a very dangerous predicate.
Yes, and stealing from the Filipino people, is that something she's accusing you of in relation to your job?
Yes, she's saying that, but she's not even a Filipino, no? So you even renounce your citizenship, and then you accuse me of something you don't even, not even, without offering a single proof, no? That's what I'm always saying, allegation is not proof, you know that.
Yes.
So, but here, allegations abound, and there's a scarcity of proof. Not even, I don't know why. Now, that's why I'm filing a case, I'm suing. Maybe she's right, but present that proof in a form. You won't win against someone who holds the microphone. They control that. But now let's even the playing field, and maybe she has something. I want to hear that.
So you want to bring it to the proper forum. How did your wife and family react when all of these allegations started, when videos started getting posted online?
Well, if it's job-related, I can explain that. But when it's no longer job-related, especially, it will involve the lives of my family. That one, and we change her lifestyle, of course. We have to be extra careful. Even the social media of my wife, she has to change that. So can you imagine, just because of someone who is bold enough to accuse people without offering any proof, and who is pursuing a very obvious political agenda, and then we have to change our lives because of her. But I won't take that sitting down. I'll have to do something about it.
You mentioned the political agenda. You and Maharlika were both supporters of President Bongbong Marcos in the 2022 national elections. Did you meet her personally in the past?
Very casual. Only during meals, ganyan. And during the quick count that we had at the HQ, she was there. She even made a video clip, got a clip from me. Said, "What can you say?" I said, "Finally, I can wear pink." And by the way, I'm wearing pink at that time. I said, "Finally, I can wear pink." Just that. If I would add it up, maybe our encounter would be not more than 10 to 15 minutes.
Yeah.
Maybe 3 times that we met. Very, very casual. I don't know her really.
So she had nothing against you at that time, and even your meeting was very.
Even up
just
to now, I
quickly.
don't think she has
So
anything
you don't know where
against
this
me.
is all coming from.
Right, exactly.
Okay, well, now that you filed the case, you were able to hire the superstar lawyer that also represented Johnny Depp against Amber Heard.
Mm-hmm.
Can you tell us more about this? How were you able to convince attorney, this lawyer of Johnny Depp to
Camille
represent you?
Vasquez.
Camille Vasquez, yes.
Well, that was really tough. I thought she wouldn't take me. It took a lot of maybe due diligence on her part, looking at the case. So, and since you said she's a rock star lawyer in the States, there are a lot of people who wanted her services. She's been shuttling all over the world because her practice is reputation and brand management, something that is a rising practice now. I mean, because everybody wants to be a blogger and everybody wants to give their own piece to the point of destroying other people's reputation. So I really thought she wouldn't take us in because we started January, February, something like that, about that time. So it was my immediate reaction, but of course, she'd studied the case, she'd studied the client, no? So, and finally she agreed. We were lucky enough because her colleague, Honier, her parents studied here in Manila.
The parents
of the colleague of,
the colleague,
Camille.
okay.
Colleague. It's her colleague there, and they were of Persian descent. She was that one Honier on the right, far right. Her parents studied here. In fact, I even think that they can understand Filipino, no? And her sister studied Honier. That's the colleague of Camille. Even studied in the St. Thomas University. Oh, it's UST.
Oh, okay. I thought you were talking about a school abroad. But yes,
No, it's
UST.
not.
Yes, of course.
So they had links there, maybe. I don't know. But maybe that helped. But really, when she looked at the case, because there's really nothing there, and then, and why did I choose her? Because if I'm going to do something, I'd like to give it my best. What was at stake was already the best that I cherish. My name, my reputation. That is the best for me. I don't mind. I was taught that to guard your reputation with your life. For me, that's everything. So if I'm going to do something, I'd give it the best, nothing less. My reputation, my life my family's life is at stake. I should give it the best. So she's a specialist here. We've seen how the cases she handled, and I'm confident that we can get justice with her help.
GM Mel, there are others who have posted online that they were questioning how you're able to afford a lawyer of the caliber of attorney Camille Vasquez because she represents Hollywood stars. So what do you have to say about that?
Well, I am a campaign donor of PBBM. I wouldn't be a campaign donor if I do not have the means. It's really very difficult to brag about. It's something off for me, no? I can. People who know me know that I can. So let's not muddle that, because if you want a real challenge, then we'll give them a real proof. But innuendos, I can afford it, in short. That's not the issue. The issue is that I would give everything for my reputation and our lives. So that's not an issue, really. They want a real challenge, then I can give them a challenge, really.
What are your expectations from filing this case? Did Attorney Vasquez give you an idea how soon this can be resolved?
Well, for them, that it will take a while, 6 months to 1 year. I said, wow. For us, that's the fastest.
I know, I was going to say, that's actually fast. By Philippine standards, that's very fast, yeah.
So, wow, is that a while?
Yeah.
So, yeah, that's okay, I'll do that. I even asked them, what's our chances? Well, they said, oh, we're happy. We did the complaint, we're happy about it. They asked me, how about you? Well, if you're happy, then I'm happy.
Well, there are some who allege that Maharlika only started turning on President Bongbong Marcos because she wasn't offered a government position. Did you ever entertain the thought that it was your position that she was eyeing.
No, not her, not
Well,
her.
before you answer that question, GM Mel, we'll just have to take a short break for now. At the forefront, we'll be right back. Welcome back at the forefront. We still have with us General Manager Mel Robles. GM Mel, before the break, we were asking you that there are some who allege that Maharlika started turning against President Bongbong Marcos because she wasn't offered a government position. Did you ever entertain the thought that it was specifically your position that she was eyeing?
I don't think so. I never heard about that. But I knew that it coincided when someone was fired. Some big fish was fired at the palace. That's when she started ranting about anything about the PBBM administration. It was maybe a coincidence, but yeah, they're seen together a lot. They're espousing the same agenda, no? So I don't think it's about her not being appointed.
So you think it's more of perhaps a personal agenda relating to someone that
Could be
was
personal combined with commercial. You know.
Well, with respect to you, you earlier mentioned that you can certainly afford to hire a lawyer like Attorney Vasquez that has represented big names in Hollywood. Can you tell us more about your background before joining government?
Well, I was, before I was with media. In fact, my first government job was, I was a director under the Arab administration of IBC 13. Prior to that, I was with the El Shaddai. I was a choir director there, and I handled also government and media. So I joined IBC 13 as a director, one of the directors. After that, I was appointed LRTA administrator, the Light Rail Transit Administration. I had the distinction of being the only administrator to make LRTA profitable. That's on record. We paid the government taxes from our earnings. No one up to now has made LRTA profitable. It was only me. Okay. And for my personal, I started with real estate media first. I had some productions. I solicited ads before. I was marketing of the Delta Broadcasting. I was the sales and marketing of the Delta Broadcasting. And then I went into some stroke of luck. I went into real estate. And you know, I have 9 markets. Wet and dry markets.
Oh, that you
I am
personally own these markets?
I own Emerald Restaurant in front of the American Embassy.
Oh, wow. Yeah, that's a
Shopao,
good restaurant. I've
who is
been
more
there.
popular than me.
Yes. Yeah.
So, and a host of others, of course. It's really, because we came from a very poor family. My father was poor. We were only rich in the name. So I don't want to talk about this. It makes me uneasy because wealth has nothing to do with the person. But if you insist, okay, I'll tell you that I have 9 markets and they earn well. I have real estate. I was blessed to have the opportunity of getting real estate properties, which I flip. Well, in a way, because I specialize in distressed properties. You know, I have time. I have the knowledge on how to fix distressed properties, which is most of the time very, very cheap. So I go for that. I fix that. I have lawyers with me. If there's no problem with the ownership, it's just some noise in the title, then I can do that. I'd like that. I'd love that.
So you're really a businessman with several different, you've had experiences like not only running companies, but your own businesses.
And then if you ask businessmen, they've heard about me also. Because I had good property there. In Balintawak alone market, I had the biggest market.
Okay.
It's a 3.6 hectare market.
Okay, so that explains your ability to hire an expensive lawyer. So there are reports that cases were also filed by Anthony Taberna and Puy Quiñones against Maharlika. Are you aware of the status of these cases?
Well, in the case of Anthony Taberna, I heard that there's already an outstanding warrant for her here in the Philippines. That's why I decided to sue her in the States, because she's just laughing at that. No, she's taunting everybody. No, you can't sue me, an American citizen. She's telling everybody that. So she boasts about it, and even gloating that you can't touch me here. It's okay, then let's bring the fight there. And lo and behold, the guns went silent.
So there has been already no more videos posted?
No more.
Well, you mentioned earlier that the motive, or you noticed at least, that all of this started when a big fish was fired from Malacanang. Can you give us an idea who you were referring to?
It's all over. So, yeah, it's all over. Everybody knows it.
Everyone knows. Okay.
Everyone
So
knows
it's
it.
like perhaps like a top position in government in Malacanang.
Yeah, it's a fact anyway. He just launched a book, remember?
He just launched a book. Okay, so I think you might be referring to a former executive secretary, or...
That was the timing. If you would talk about coincidence, yeah, that's the timing.
Okay. Well, for you, you said that the straw that broke the camel's back, or at least the last straw that really made you file a case, was involving your daughter. How did your daughter react to, her picture being posted or being dragged into all of this?
Well, they were complaining about security, of course. Why do they have to have security? And then we're saying that it comes in my job. So it really changed our lifestyle. We have to be extra careful, And we didn't tell her that there's a case being filed. It was only lately when she's been seeing in the papers and everything. What was that all about? Who's the daughter there? We keep it from them. So who is the daughter there? We always have 3 daughters. Who's the daughter? And the one asking is the one that was published.
Oh, she doesn't know.
She doesn't
That's good.
know.
Yeah, keep her, try to conserve her, make sure she has peace of mind.
They're wondering why did they have a security? That's because we don't have that before.
Well, as the head of the family, you also have to be concerned about your children, as you see here. Did it ever occur to you at the height of all of this to just resign from your post? Did it ever occur to you that para matapos na lang, I'll just resign? Yeah, is that something you even considered?
No.
Well, I guess because for you, is it separate from your job? Like, what's your position on this?
Well, the reason I joined government is not because of them. It's a very good job of helping people. It is, in fact, one of the best jobs in government to be able to help. Imagine 300,000 people, and you're not even spending for helping them, which we should all be doing. We should be charitable towards our neighbors, and you're doing this as a job. What is the best job but helping people? To me, but of course, I serve at the pleasure of the president. If I do not enjoy their confidence, if I'm not doing my job well, if I can see that, then maybe I should consider that. But because of a blogger, my goodness, who hasn't contributed anything to the country, he even renounced his citizenship, her citizenship, and then commenting wildly with all the vile. I have never seen a former Filipino do this, and a woman at that. This is too much, I said. I had never seen her. She really deserves the moniker Queen of Fake News. I have never seen this. I don't know if you ever heard her, the way she talks about women, the way she talks about the First Lady, the way they manufacture the fake video. When all of their colleagues suddenly, they noticed that the people were up against it, they took it down. All of them took it down except Claire Contreras, who said, no, I didn't say it was him. So ganon. You can just look at them, these cowards who cannot even tell who their sources are, who can talk to a white snake. Have you ever heard someone talking to a white snake? Who cannot even call a substance what it is. These are cowards. And then I will resign because a coward is destroying my reputation. You cannot even tell who your source is. Can you imagine? Suddenly they become Dr. Dolittle. She can talk to a white snake. What kind? Is there even any reason for you? I'm saying I won't take her on until the safety and my reputation was on the line. Criticisms I can take.
Well, now, when we talk about social media, there are also memes posted online about solo Lotto winners. And some comments say that it seems that there's always a solo Lotto winner winning hundreds of millions of pesos every time there's a negative campaign against President Bongbong Marcos that gets nipped in the bud. How would you respond to these speculations?
Well, it's not exclusive to me. Ever since the time of Fred Lim, there was always that one. The malicious minds. We have gone through a Senate hearing. We invited the senators to come. We are waiting for the proof. We're willing. I said I'm willing to resign. The following day, if you can show proof that our games can be rigged. So that one comes with the territory. I'm not affected by that because that's not true. Makikita niyan sa Pilipinas, wag may nananalo, parang masama ang loob. But if I can, I said, if I can control that, nobody would win. I'll wait for that to become very, very big. No, but I cannot. And people are asking me, pengen naman tip. So the number one tip, this is for everybody, including you. The number one tip is you buy your ticket.
Is to buy a ticket.
Yes, because you will never win if you don't buy a ticket. Number two, if I know the winning combination, I will not tell anyone.
That's true.
So I just take this in stride because it's not exclusive to me. Anything, look at anything. You cannot control the malice. But good things that people continue to patronize PCSO. Maybe because of the charity, maybe because there was one who won at the height of that controversy. In fact, no decent thinking person ever questioned that. No one. But lately, it took a high profile. It started maybe with when 433 won. Last October 22. Wow, I said, wow, how can that happen? So we had a meeting, and then, in short, we track that number, 9, 18, 27, ganyan, no? Because I asked, what's the biggest number that won? Number of winners won? 10. Oh, why did we have 433? So
winners.
For how much was that? So they went home with only 500,000 each, 433.
That's
so it's
big,
about 240 million, I think. So anyway, we backtrack, we look at the data, boom. There were people who were really betting a lot on that combination. On the series, there is always a lot on the series. There is 3, 6, 9, 12. There is, and guess what's the biggest number of combinations? The most ridiculous combination I've ever seen. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. See,
1, 2, 3,
we judge their choice, but you share the same odds. That's why I came, then waxing philosophical. So you have no right to judge a people's choice of number because you share the same odds.
So,
see? Can you imagine that? So if people say, yeah, a lot of people are winning, even that, I challenge it. I don't just take it criticism without challenging it. I track the number of winners from the years that were passed. It's almost the same. So what are they talking about? And you ask when there are winners every 3 days. But why don't you question when there are no winners?
So you're saying that on average, the number of winners, whether it's a lot or just one, they follow the same pattern.
There's
over the years,
nothing
like
extraordinary.
Okay.
If they would care to listen to facts, I will tell them it's a variance of 2 or 1 or 3 in a year. We tracked it. No, that's why I'm very confident about this. If you have proof, show it now or keep your peace or whatever. I'm challenging everybody that I will resign if you can prove that there is a, and this is not a joke. We are ISO certified. We have the World Lottery Association certification on integrity. And then you will challenge us without any proof. We have here the proof that we are doing it above board. And it's all over. We have the videos to prove. This is too much watching Netflix when there's someone in the...
With us. So, GM, with the case now that you've filed in the U.S. against Maharlika, how confident are you and your wife that a U.S. court will bring justice for you against Maharlika? But before you answer that question, we'll have to take another short break. At the Forefront, we'll be right back. Welcome back at the Forefront. GM Mel, before the break, we were asking you, how confident are you that a U.S. court will bring justice at the doorsteps of Maharlika?
I am not looking at victory here. It is a quest, as I've said, for justice and a quest to regain my honor. It could be anywhere. We don't know how it will turn out. But the thing is, I did something that I have to do for my name, for my family. This is the center of all of this. They can insinuate anything, but the truth is, if you love your name, if you value your name, if you value your family, you would do it. I'm not looking at victory. We may win, maybe not, but the thing is, we stood up for something. That, for me, is very important. Maybe romanticizing things, but I'm a hopeless romantic. I believe in that. We are all passing here in this world. It's not about the things that we see now, that everything's temporary, but something that I can be proud of. I stood up. I stood up for my name, for my reputation, for my family. For me, I think if people will just have their principles intact, and this will be a better world. And this is the only way I can see that I can get justice, without stooping to their level. You know, if you throw dirt at, when somebody throws dirt at you, your tendency is to throw back dirt, but in the process, you get solid then. Huh? So don't. Because when you fight dirt with dirt, you get more dirt.
Yes,
so,
that's a good analogy. Yes.
So for me, no, I will take the high road. If we don't take it, at least we did what we have to do.
GML, there are two prominent positions in PCSO. The position you hold, General Manager, and also the PCSO Chairman. Why do you think is Maharlika concentrating her efforts against you and not PCSO Chairman Felix Reyes?
Well, number one, he just came in. Number two, I don't think it has anything to do with my position, at least for her. I don't know, with the one who is pulling the strings. So she might have a puppet master, I don't know. Or from the looks of it, because she has nothing, we have nothing against each other personally. So there must be a puppet master pulling the strings. So it depends on their agenda. But I'm the CEO of the organization, of the company. So the bulk of the operations with me. The board is a policy making. And so maybe if she has an advocacy, which I don't think she has, because she strikes at everybody at the slightest, maybe it depends on how she wakes up. But anything one thing is common. Everybody who's with the administration and close to the first couple, they hit really hard, even without any basis. Okay. The best is to hit.
So when you mentioned that those who are close to the first couple, how would you describe your relationship with First Lady, Lisa Araneta Marcos?
Well, we worked together, of course, in the campaign, and in Baguio, we were neighbors, and we were also friends, and such a fine lady, such a fine lady to even merit this kind. Yeah, I can take it. I came from government. This is the way it is. I have some limits, though, but such an intelligent lady, intelligent and a fine lady. You can see what she's doing. Maybe it's that. Maybe it's that. And maybe it's not. But this is what I observed. Everybody close to this administration, no? They hit them. They, meaning her whole gang. Her whole gang of who can't even call a substance at the real name. No? They call themselves that one, The whole gang who's calling for the resignation of that's fine. But you have to show even an iota of proof.
Well, with respect to your position, can you describe to us how different it is with the PCSO in the past administration and the current one?
Well, I've been asked that same question yesterday in Congress. I said, now this PCSO is focused on what it should be doing. Charity. That is our end. Our means is lottery, but our end is charity. That's why I made a slogan, PCSO hindi umuurong sa pagtulong. Because even despite the taxes, we're the most taxed agency, I think. Everybody's and from our automatic support to other agencies, you'll see the pie chart, and very little goes to charity. But that's the law. I'm not complaining. But despite that, we will not back out from helping. Of course, it might be limited, but we will still be helping. This is, I think, the focus that we should be doing. And maybe people will bet, or some of them will bet because of the charity. Maybe, but because I believe it's about the jackpot.
Okay, so at least in your case, you're still continuing reforms and implementing your own reforms with the PCSO. When you go back to what you said, that the attacks don't really stem so much on your post per se or the performance of your work, but the attacks you've noticed relate to those who are close to the first couple. Would you say that you're close to the First Lady and that's why you were probably also now on the receiving end of attacks?
Well, that's a fair conclusion. There is basis for that conclusion. Mm-hmm.
Well, the first couple, despite all the attacks, they appear to, well, usually not respond, but they haven't filed any legal cases against anyone. Do you think this is an approach that government officials should take?
Well, we have differences, but I have to share to you. For someone who has been a victim of too much cruelty, I am surprised how they can be so forgiving. Huh? If you would look at the history of the Marcoses, this couple, they have gone through a lot of attacks, personal, unfounded, and cruelty. And what I have is just very little of what they have gone through, but we have differences. I'm sharing that it's their way of responding to things, and you'll also have to look at their position. No? You don't stoop down to that level. Maybe that's how they look at it. Anyway, it's not true. But these things hurt. For me, it hurts when my family is included. So, but that one I have to tell you, they're carrying this very well. I think we're even better than how I carry things. And it's strange because it should be justifiable after what they have gone through. I think it's justified for them to strike back now that they are in power. But look, no.
But not, okay, so if not striking back, at least what about responding to some of the allegations?
Well, what I noticed that if it's a reasonable one, then they respond to. But very wild things, I don't even know if you have to respond to very wild. The video, you've seen the video. Immediately
which video
after,
are we
the video of someone who looks like the president, they say. You've seen that video. And even a kid did it.
You mean the video supposedly of someone who looks like the president taking cocaine?
And they paraded that. And they said, look, this is our evidence. Come, bring him down now. What are you waiting for? See, look at that. How do you respond to that? You don't respond to that. Because that is out and out. That's trash. That's trash.
Well, let's talk about your previous work experience. You mentioned that you were able to make the LRTA profitable. So do you think that when you took on the post of PCSO General Manager, did you see this as, this same prominence as that post or as more of a promotion?
Well, LRTA is a losing GOCC. It's a losing government-owned and controlled corporation. PCSO is an earning and even earning revenues for government. There's a world of difference from an earning GOCC, from a subsidized GOCC. So in terms of function, I would say it must be a promotion because I really enjoy the charity work that we've been doing. If you've been hearing how it changed lives of people, really, literally crying, but I said, no, it's my job. It's not me, it's the government. It's my function. It's our mandate, the only government agency tasked to do charity. What's the best job you can get?
Well, in the past, the PCSO has also been used by some politicians to further their political agenda. With you as the general manager of PCSO, how do you ensure the independence of PCSO? Well,
it really depends on who's at the helm. I can assure you, and I am not a politician, although I'm in politics for the longest time. I told you, as the founder of Buhay Party List, I have been in politics for the longest time, but I never ran and never aspired for a position. So you can rest assured, I'm not going to run. I'm not the type, suplado ako eh. By nature, hindi nga ako palangiti eh. So by nature, I'm not for politics. If you meant that, but yes, if you want to, you can use this for politics. It's up to you. It's up to one at the helm or people here. But if you would look at what it can do, really, it will really change your perspective about people, about, we can do so much, we can do so much.
GM Mel, what would be your personal message to Maharlika if you had an opportunity to talk to her right now?
Wow. Well, do your thing, I'll do mine.
Just simple as that, like no, and then you really, right now, you're just leaving it up to the U.S. courts?
Yes.
Well, good luck with that, GML. But thank you so much for joining us here today. We understand how busy you are, so we really appreciate your time.
Thank you very much for inviting me. A lot of time. Thank you.
Thank you. At the Forefront, we'll be right back. In the past, Maharlika was considered untouchable as a U.S. resident. But PCSO General Manager Mel Robles and his wife are taking their legal issues right at Maharlika's doorsteps, with a luminary lawyer to address their complaints. We will be monitoring how the courts resolves this issue. Be timely informed, be insightful of the news. Always stay at the forefront. See you tomorrow, same time, for another dose of our news analysis. This is Attorney Karen Jimeno. Have a productive day ahead.